Should you do your giving while you are living? This is a question I want to talk through with you today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll walk through how and why and how it could work. Matt Helton with One Trust Home Loans, reverse mortgage specialist. And this is a question I was pondering today. That's why I'm wearing this hat. It's the weekend, but I wanted to record this video for you. So should you do your giving while you're living? Many of you may be asking, well, even if I wanted to, how would I go about doing that? So there's a few options. Number one is if you have cash in the bank, it may be an option where you could give it to your family members now for them to use it now instead of waiting till you pass. So that's one thing. You may just have cash in the bank that you want to get rid of. Not get rid of, but go ahead and give it away. They may need it and could maybe use it more than you. That's one option. Number two is if you have some investments. If you have some investments that you may want to go ahead and start transition those investments over to them so they can put into college funds and different things like that as well. That could be a great strategy and something you may want to do now while you're with us. Now, there's some of you that may be watching, or some kids that are watching, you or your family, you don't really have a lot of money in the bank. You don't really have a lot of investments. But my goodness, you bought a home 40 years ago, you made all the payments, you might have paid a third to a quarter of what it's worth now. Maybe you paid $75,000, $100,000 and it's worth $300,000, $400,000 and it just happens to be paid off. Now, I know what you're probably saying. Golly, we didn't make that well on our investments. We don't have much money in the bank. I wasn't very good at my investments over time. I got something to share with you. If you paid $100,000 for your house and it's worth $400,000, you made at least one really good investment. So you did really well on your house possibly. But a lot of people will tell us, you know what? We just don't want to do any borrowing against the house. We don't want to use the house. We want to stay in the house, but we don't want to borrow against it because that's what we're going to give to the kids when something happens to us. That's an awesome plan. I am very touched. It's a very commendable idea that you want to do that. I'll share a story with you. I had a lady that I met with. So she had a $4 million home, completely paid off, free and clear. Her plan was whenever she passed away, she's going to give $2 million to one church and $2 million to another church. That is fantastic, and I would recommend that to everybody, to give money away to charity. What I shared with her, though, was there was one thing I didn't like about her plan. You know what that is? Take a guess. I told her, I said, any plan that has to do with me dying is not my favorite plan. Took a second to settle in. She finally got what I was talking about. I wasn't talking bad about her plan. I was just saying she wouldn't be around to see the fruits of her idea and the fruits of her charity. So I said, what if you could borrow some money against your home and not have a monthly payment? So we shared with her about the HECM, the home equity conversion. It's FHA's new and improved consumer protected version of a reverse mortgage, where she can actually get some money, not all of it, a small percentage of her equity from her home, and she could actually share it in advance, but not have a monthly payment. So there would be three different ways you could go about. Number one is if you had cash in the bank, you could give that away. If you had some investments, you could give it away. And if you have equity in your home, you may be able to tap into that, but without your concern that most people have, which is having a big monthly payment. Because the FHA's home equity conversion reverse mortgage doesn't require a payment, doesn't require a monthly payment. The balance due every month is zero. You can make a payment, you don't have to, but it's easier to qualify. You still own your house, but you don't have to make a monthly payment. And we can only lend low percentages. So whenever you want to sell your house or when you'll pass it on to the next generation, there's going to be a lot of equity still there probably. So those are, you can either give away the cash, give away the investments, or use some of your home equity. Okay, so those are the ways how you can do it. But more importantly than that is, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Well, there's a few reasons why, in my opinion, it may make sense to do that. Number one is, like I shared with you earlier about the client, you can actually see some of your great idea, the fruits of your labor. You can see some of that happen before your eyes. Think about that lady. She would be able to see kids coming to the Lord. She'd be able to see kids coming to church. She'd be able to see families change. She could see all that because her money would be working before her eyes, because she'd be there. Or if you wanted to give money to kids' college, maybe you want to give money to the grandkids' college fund. Well, if you put the money in there and then you wait a few years, the money's going to grow, and then you're going to be able to see the kids go off to college with your money, and you'd still be with us. Wow, that would be awesome. Or what if you could give somebody in the family a down payment for their first home, and you'd be able to see them go to closing, you'd be able to see them get the keys, and you'd be able to see them move in and grow their kids in that home, all because you had the foresight to use a little of your money, a little of your equity, to plant that seed for them and for their family. And it doesn't cost you anything, because it's money you would have given away after you passed away, but you're still with us and you can see it in motion. So that'd be one thing, is you can see all of it happen. The second thing is that you could actually be involved in it and help direct it, meaning that after you're gone, you have no control. Now, you are gone, so you won't know you don't have control. I don't think you will. You may be watching, but I don't know if you'll be controlling. Does that make sense? But if you're still with us, you can put together plans. If you're going to give someone money, you can write it out. What do you want to happen with the money? You can have some contingencies. You can have a contract per se. Hey, I'm going to give you this money for a down payment if you buy a home within this distance from me, so I can be involved with my grandkids. I'm going to give you this money if you guys will set up and invest it and go to these schools that's close enough to us. Those type of things. There's nothing wrong with that. If it's your money, you make the rules. So you can be involved in structuring it and being involved in helping your family accomplish what you want them to accomplish, because you're still with us. That makes sense? And the last thing that I'll share with you, the third reason why, from seeing it happen, being involved, helping direct it, you can actually enjoy it. You can actually enjoy giving the money, watching it happen, watching lives changed, and watching your impact on people's future. Now, I don't know about you, and I don't know about what really gets you excited, but for me, is making an impact on other people, my family, and the world gets me really excited, and I bet it does you as well. So if I had the power to give away some money while I'm still here to affect others that in the past I was only planning on giving it away when I'm dead, that would get me really excited. So because you'd be able to see it happen, you'd be able to enjoy it, you'd be able to inspire people, you'd be able to be involved. Because of that, I think doing your giving while you're living is a very, very viable option and a great solution to seniors who want to make an impact and leave a legacy that they should consider. So if you wanted to learn more about this strategy, please feel free to reach out to us on this platform, or my number's behind. Give us a call. We'll talk through how it could work. As you could guess, giving away cash, giving away investments is quite simple. The part that we do, the lending, it's not that complex either. It's just a FHA mortgage called a HECM, Home Equity Conversion Mortgage. Converts some of your equity to usable cash. Just have a mortgage on your house, like most of you have had mortgages, multiple in your lifetime. Whenever something happens to you, you would have used some of the equity and then your house still goes to your family, they can still sell it, they pay off the loan, and they still get all the equity that's left. So you'd be able to give some away while you're with them, and then you'd have more to give away whenever you're gone, and continue that legacy, continue to affect the lives of others, and to continue to make sure that your family's taken care of like you want them to be. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for considering doing your giving while you are living. Thanks again. Talk to you soon. See you on the next video.